Last week, the channel Right Wing Watch had received some YouTube strikes for posting videos of things that right wingers have said. That's kind of their whole thing. They'll go and they'll clip right wingers out from their own YouTube shows very often, and they'll just post it in context. And they'll say, hey, look at this horrible thing that this right winger just said. That's literally all they do. Now, of course, unfortunately, YouTube said that these videos had breached their terms of service. Now, their terms of service, as I've mentioned before in other videos, are pretty unevenly enforced. Nonetheless, those strikes led to YouTube banning the channel even after an appeal. Now, the whole thing, of course, is posted up on social media. Now, the good news is Right Wing Watch has been restored, and that's good. But before that, you had the right wing that unanimously cheered. Even I had comments. I brought on Vadim Newquist of Hey It's Vadim. We had a conversation, and on some of the comments were, oh, you liberals, you shouldn't have ever cheered for censorship. So let me get one thing straight. For one, I'm not a lib. Okay? And for two, I've never cheered for censorship. So let me be clear on where I stand here, okay? I think bad ideas should be countered by good ideas. Bad speech countered by good speech. In fact, I think that's a big part of my show is taking things that right-wingers have said and things that they believe and deconstructing them to make it look like the stupid, the stupid, hateful things that they are and explaining why they are stupid and hateful. Okay? And so, again, that's a big part of my show. That said, I realize that these companies have a TOS, terms of service, right? And they do legally have the ability to deplatform you. You don't have a right to a platform. Now, there are systemic ways that we could actually fix that, creating a nationalized platform, for example, that enforces standards of free speech. And that isn't, a gatekeeping or isn't really controlled by a small group of people that can gatekeep people. Sure, we can have that conversation. I think that's an important conversation to have. That said, as it stands now, you have very few companies, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, that can enforce standards on you, and they're pretty much the big platforms. Twitter, another social media platform, that can also basically do what they want. Again, with these private companies, you don't have you don't have the right to be platformed by them. Okay. Now, my problem here with YouTube banning Right Wing Watch was the fact that a lot of the content that they covered was still up on YouTube. The original channels that posted the hateful stuff that broke TOS was still up. But when Right Wing Watch posted it, or basically reposted it, those clips, they got hit by it. But the original creators, for example, Steven Crowder, his YouTube channel was up. It's still up, even though he is going on a month-long vacation after getting just absolutely obliterated by Sam Cedar, which was fantastic.
Oh no, Sam Cedar! What a fucking nightmare! We fucking nailed him.
He put up some of the most hateful, racist, sexist stuff on his channel. And yes, he'd gotten in trouble a little bit, demonetized before, but still up on YouTube. So that's one of the issues, okay, that I had. Now, again, Steven Crowder has his channel. Rick Wiles, the guy that I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to show you a video from him. He's also up on YouTube. So the quartering, I should say, and on and on. So I just wanted to be clear. All right. Now, that said, let me go to Rick Wiles. Rick Wiles kicked off his True News program. Obviously, it's true because it's got true in the name, right? He kicked off his program Monday night about the ban and was basically cheering on the decision, and actually literally said that it wasn't just YouTube that banned Right Wing Watch, that it was Jesus himself.
I suspect that there will be layoffs very soon inside the organization because there's no platform for them to spew their lies and propaganda. So their writers, their editors, all the people that they had working to smear us and other ministries, what are they going to do? I suspect they're going to lose their jobs this week. I'll tell you, the first thing that came to my mind today, the Bible tells us not to gloat over the demise of our enemies. But Romans 12:19 sums it up very well. Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave it to the wrath of God, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. And this is a prime example in real time.
Yes.
Where we didn't fight back against Right Wing Watch. I did what the Lord said to do, bless them. Yeah, I never prayed, God, burn their building down. I just, Lord, bless them, bless my enemies. I didn't fight, I didn't hire lawyers, I didn't sue. I turned it over to the Lord and said, you deal with my enemies in the way you see fit. He shut down Right Wing Watch today. Let me make this very clear today. Jesus Christ shut down Right Wing Watch. This is an example of God working through unsaved people at YouTube to carry out his vengeance against those who attack and smear his servants. And so I didn't have to lift a finger against Right Wing Watch. I think they'll disappear in the coming weeks and months. There's no purpose for them now.
That clip brought to you by Right Wing Watch. Oops. Oh. Ooh. Too soon. Again, not long after he did that, they brought back Right Wing Watch. Now, the fact, of course, that he thinks that, oh, no, it was the miraculous hand of Jesus Christ that banned Right Wing Watch for smearing. But again, all Right Wing Watch does is takes your videos and then puts them up on their channel and says, look what this asshole's saying. That's it. That's what they do. And so, yeah, boy, did that age poorly. But he's not the only one who had some pretty poorly aged takes from this. In fact, here, I'm going to show you a couple of tweets. It says a couple of conservatives. Six and Hammer and 666. Apparently he's a alt-right content creator as well. I condemn the reinstating of copyright infringements and serial detoxing Right Wing Watch. First of all, dude, have you ever heard of fair use? What is wrong with you? Fair use! It's not copyright infringing to take your content and put commentary on it. Oof. And then CJ Pearson, to the conservatives defending Right Wing Watch today, please stop. People like you are the reason we lose. I know. How dare you show the people what we're actually saying? I mean, come on. And by the way, the conservatives, I haven't seen any conservatives defend Right Wing Watch, but if you did, I'm pretty sure it was defending him on the basis of free speech, which is totally fine. Again, free speech doesn't actually exist on these platforms unless you actually wanted to do something radical like nationalize it, where then they can, of course, use the First Amendment to protect all forms of, again, nonviolent speech, which ironically, a lot of the stuff still on the right wing would get rejected because it does call for violence, which is unconstitutional. But anyway, it's hilarious. All Right Wing Watch does is repost what the chuds are saying. And so, I don't know. Bad timing. Aged poorly, but hilarious. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.